What's going on, you guys? It's Coach Ike from Authority Sports. Man, I am super excited for you guys because the football season is starting up soon and just can't wait for you guys to show out. Man, today my video will be about the principles of press man for success. So the press man principles for success, okay? I'm going to give you guys 4 things that I've learned to be successful in press man. But before I get into that, for those who do not know me, my name is Coach Ike, Arness Eichner, out in Pasadena, California. Born and raised out here. I'm a defensive back specialist and a consultant. Have trained guys in the NFL all the way down to youth, and I develop guys to make plays on the ball the easy way. Okay? So have guys who I've trained who are now in college, have developed guys who are young, who are on the cusp of being recruited and moving on. At the same time, has helped and trained guys in the NFL. So, as well as I played professional arena football for 6 years, playing corner and safety. All right. So, let's get into this topic. Press man. Okay. We got a lot of guys who are killing it, DB-wise, a lot of guys, trainers, whatnot, who are doing it. But just keep the principles, the main thing. We're just going to start off simple and easy, all right? The first principle when doing press man is your feet. Now, I see a lot of mistakes, sloppy footwork, all right? What I mean by this is, regardless if somebody playing hard press or soft press, their feet are getting all out of whack. It's not calm, okay? So when the ball is hiked, the first thing that should be happening is your feet are moving, depending on what coverage or whatever technique you're playing at the line. Your feet should be moving, okay? I see too often DBs are just plopping their feet out too wide or getting too wide so their base is not under control. We need to correct these things, all right? So feet is the first thing that needs to be corrected. Number 2 is hips, okay? When I say hips, I'm not necessarily talking about the DB hips. I'm talking about necessarily where your eyes are as a DB. They should be locked in on the receiver hips. Most times, I see DBs that I come across, their eyes start at the hips and then it translates to the chest or the receiver's head or his eyes. That's how you're going to get killed. On top of that, not only do they sometimes they start at the hips, I see guys who go down and they're looking at the receiver ankles. Now, I don't have no idea what you guys are looking at. I don't know who taught you that, but the hips do not lie, okay? They can try to deceive, but they do not lie at the end of the day. So when you are in press man, your eyes should be glued to the hip. Depending on what side, what leverage you're playing, it should be to that near hip for the most part. And it should stay there. It should stay there, okay? So making sure our eyes are not bad. Now, the third principle is hands, all right? When I mean hands, I'm talking about you using your hands effectively as a DB. Now, a lot of DBs, they start with hands first and not their feet. So they want to put hands on the receiver, which is cool. Sometimes depending on what type of receiver you're going against. But the thing is, if the receiver actually is competent and actually is trained up or know what he's doing, as soon as he slap your hands, get your hands off of him, your feet are locked out and you are stuck and you are getting blown by or you getting beat off the line. So we can't have that. That's why feet is required first. Feet have to move, and then after our receiver gives us something, okay? So now our feet, we're allowing him to do whatever he wants, pick a side, whatever it is, and then we can put our hands on. Now the whole purpose of press man is putting hands on. I also see a lot of DBs, if they are press man, they never put hands on the receiver. Even if you're in soft press, The whole thing of press coverage is to reroute, to slow down, to throw off the timing of the receiver. If you are going to be in press man and then you are in a soft press and you never touch him, you're better off playing off man, because at that point in time you wasted your time, and most likely your hamstrings are going to be hurting at the end of the game or the end of practice, because you're going to be running like crazy. All right, so the objective is to put hands on the receiver to slow him down. Now, when I say put hands on, we do not need to lunge. We do not need to overpower the receiver. We are simply trying to slow him down. The best way I can say it, you are using your hands to replace your feet, okay? So if a receiver takes an outside, a speed release, depending on what technique I'm in, I want to match my feet. Obviously, I cannot put hands on because he's giving me a speed release. So therefore, I want to move my feet first, kick step, and then put my hands on late. Now, the whole thing of my hands being on late, I'm not trying to muscle him out of bounds or anything. I just want to now be able to control him and slow him down just a little bit, where I can stay in phase with the receiver, okay? So, making sure when we put hands on that we're not trying to overpower or push the guy, because as you get to higher levels and you go against receivers who are actually good with their hands too, once they wipe your hands down and you are lunging and trying to just dominate the receiver at the line, some of those guys, believe me, you can do it. You won't be able to do it all the time. You'll need to be feet underneath you, and hands are there to basically take a charge and to slow him down, and your hands like take you. So it's like you taking a charge and your hands are absorbing that force, and then I can just go on the direction that the receiver wants me to go, or he wants to go, but my hands are there to reroute him or slow him down. That's the best way I can explain it. All right. And then this is a bonus for you guys. This is something I learned, and something player at the same time coaching and training, is balance. So many times I see DBs, their balance is all off. We need to be balanced between our feet, okay? Not only between our feet. So before I go, what I mean by being balanced in between your feet, a lot of DBs, whether they're playing hard or soft technique, they have so much of their weight going forward. So when they want to go backwards, they false step. And the receiver is gaining ground on you already, but yet and still you're falling forward and the receiver is going towards you, and now you're trying to go back. So now he's up on your toes so fast. So whatever technique you was trying to run, especially if it was a soft press, you feel pressured already because your balance wasn't there. Another way is balance is when you guys are trying to kick step, you have so much weight not distribute correctly. They either on one side or one, like all your weight is on one foot. So when you try to push off, you can't even push off correctly. It's like you take these little bit of steps and the receiver's blowing by you. So we need to work on balance in between your feet. Another thing I see as well is balance between yourself and the receiver. So a DB will put hands on, and like I said, they're leaning on the receiver now, rather down the field or at the line of scrimmage. And most of the times, receivers, they swipe hands down, okay? They swipe hands down, or if they're looking lean. You guys are relying so much that as soon as the receiver moves or throw your arm down, your balance is completely off. And now you are out of control and the receiver's getting open on you. We need to understand and work these things of balancing ourselves, where when I put hands on, I can still be physical, but the physicality is not causing me to lose my balance, where the receiver can move or he wipes off my hand and I completely cannot do anything for a moment. I'm froze because I have to regain my balance again. So these are the 4 things that I see: feet, okay, hips, hands, and balance. When you're able to master these 4 principles for press man, you're going to be a beast and you're going to be unstoppable at the DB position. It doesn't matter if you're playing safety, playing corner, nickel, whatever it is. Now, if you guys love this content and want more, I will be dropping in this link a discussion group where we will break down what you guys are dealing with, coming up with ways how we can fix it, and it's completely free. So if you would like to be a part of this discussion group, make sure that you click the link that will be in the description tab. This is Coach Ike. You guys get to work.